Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to One on One with Tricia Logan. Today, I have a topic: teenage pregnancy. This topic kind of hit very close to home, and I am so willing to discuss part of my life with you guys, and also with me today. I have two teenage youngsters with me. On my right here, I have Darren, and on my left, I have Raul. Both of them are 19 years old, and it is a pleasure to have them on my show today. Today, they were willing to come here and share their story with you, as well as I am. Also, with us today will be, I think, Darren's mom, who is very supportive of them. And the reason I'm bringing this to you, the parents, is for us to understand a little bit more of what our children go through, or what's going through their mind at a point or stage at this point at time in their life. Um, Teenage pregnancy is a crisis with a lot of teenage young girls that's going to high school or 19 years and younger. Um, the U.S. Department of Human and Health Services admits that there's 77% of teenage pregnancy. So how can we stop this? How can we maybe alert teenagers on protection and how to, come to parents, talk to us? And I will start with Darren. Uh, Welcome, Darren. Nice to have you here on my show today. And you are 19 years old.
In a couple, like in a week.
In a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy birthday if I don't see you. And I spoke to your mom, and I was so happy and delighted that you guys wanted to be on the show and tell your story.
Mm-hmm.
I truly appreciate it. And maybe teenagers like you could come and speak to their mom based on what what you guys' thoughts are. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Have you graduated from high school?
Yeah, I graduated last year from an independent high school.
Independent high
Yeah.
school. Okay. When you get pregnant, were you still going to school?
Yeah. I when I found out I was pregnant, I was already going to the independent high school to
Mhm.
make up some credit,
Mhm.
and I was planning on going back to the regular school, but it wasn't really like an option for
Oh.
me anymore because with the independent school, I was able to miss some days to like go to doctor's offices and everything.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So you were actually what, 17 or 18 when you got, because you have a baby girl,
Yeah, baby girl.
and she's
She's turning 2 this year.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
at what age exactly were you pregnant?
I believe I was 17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to understand a little bit of what was going through your mind when you found out you were pregnant.
Okay. Well, I found out I was pregnant when I was at a doctor's office gonna go refill my birth control actually,
Mhm.
and I found out, and it didn't really seem real. Like it felt kind of like weird, And then I told my boyfriend, and then we were both kind of like just in a stage of where it just didn't like really feel real. Like it was just kind of like, I don't know, like we were kind of just stuck in like this phase, and then.
Were you scared?
I think like at that point I just kind of didn't have emotions. Like it was just kind of like, oh, like okay, like I'm pregnant, I guess. And then the doctor told me to come back the next day and she could give me a pill to where I take it and then it would make me have my period.
Mhm.
And I'd have to bring my mom since I was under 18.
18.
So the next day my mom's about to drop me off for school and I was like, okay, how should I tell her? How should I
Mhm.
tell her? And then I was about to get out and I was like, wait, we need to go to my doctor. And she's like, what? She was like, why? And I'm pretty sure she like already knew, but she kind of just like didn't
Was
really
in denial?
Yeah, and she
Mhm.
already kind of knew, and I was like, we were kind of there for like 5 minutes or like 10 minutes,
Mhm.
and then she was like, are you pregnant? And I was like, yeah. And then it was just kind of like this like weird stage where it just like it just like happened so fast.
So fast.
And so it was just crazy.
Okay.
Everything.
So let me understand. Did you had a fear of talking to your mom, or you thought that your mom would understand?
Well, when I first found out, I thought actually my mom would be like more supporting side than my dad, so I was kind of more scared to talk to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom was kind of just like, I don't know how to put it to words. I think she was like more afraid for me, and she was like, no, you can't have this baby, you're too young, you're not ready. And then so it was kind of like pushed for me to not have the baby. And in my mind I'm like, I can't, like, me personally, like, I can't have an abortion. Like, it just wouldn't feel right for me knowing that, like,
You didn't believe, well, your mom may have raised you not believing in abortion, or do you go to church?
No, I'm pretty like pro-choice in like certain situations with everything, but regarding my situation, it was more of like it was my responsibility, and I'm able to like raise the baby, and there's like no real reason why I should get an abortion. You know, it's not like anything bad health-wise or anything. So it's like, if I do get an abortion, it's just telling myself like I could just get rid of my responsibility, and like I put this on myself, so why should I just take the easy way out?
Oh, okay.
You know?
Wow, very
So
grown up talk.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I think my mom was just in like the state of fear where she was like, no, like, we have to get an abortion, you have to get an abortion. And like during that, I think the first time with the pill, I couldn't do it because me taking the pill and having, you know, seeing the blood and everything, it's just like,
it was like a pre-abort. The pills was to abort the baby.
Yeah, since I was 10 weeks.
10 weeks pregnant.
I was able to do it since it was like.
Let me ask you something. Apparently, you were already getting the pills to not get pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh, did your mom take you to do that, or you did that on your own?
I think my mom did. I think both my parents were pretty like open, like, because they've known Raul. I've been with Raul since my freshman year in high school, so it's, you know. And then so they're just like, yeah, let's get you on the pill. So,
just to be protected,
yeah,
to protect you from getting pregnant, obviously, which was a smart move, but it didn't work. So, you know, a lot of these birth control are not 100%. I mean, we all know that the best birth control is not to have sex at all. But apparently you had a supportive mom and dad, so you were not that scared of coming out and say, well, I was pregnant, you know, and you stood up that you wanted to have this baby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let me go to my left here with Raul. Hi, Raul. Welcome. And how old are you?
I'm 19.
19 years old. So, and give me an insight of what went through your mind when you were informed I'm pregnant.
I was in denial for a bit.
Oh, okay.
For like a week, and then like I started thinking about more of what I was gonna do and how I was gonna approach my parents.
Okay.
And my mom was always like wanting to tell me, like, just she's all like for responsibility. So anytime I come up to her and try to tell her something, she tells me what to do and like how I should do it. So when I ended up telling her, we were having dinner. It was after the 10 weeks, right? After the 10 weeks. And we were both enjoying dinner, and she was like drinking a little bit, and she just looked at me, she was like, well, you know what you gotta do now. And then I was like, yeah. She's like, you gotta take care of this baby no matter what. And I was like, I know. And she wasn't mad, but she would have hoped for...
Disappointed in the pregnant, that you got someone pregnant.
No,
she wasn't disappointed either. Okay.
She kind of had a feeling because we'd see each other a lot and everything, but it was more of a, you could have had another future, but this future isn't bad at all if you make it how you wanted it.
Yeah, you can still, I mean, pregnancy is not the end of the world. You know what I mean? Usually it's the teenage girls that have to deal with all the pregnancy, these illnesses and all that, and it's not that hard for you guys. The hardest part is you guys have to work and end up paying the bills, so to speak. So basically, you also had a supportive family.
Yeah.
Which is good, and a lot of teenagers don't have that. They're scared of their parents. They're scared to come and talk to their parents, and You know, sometimes I'm gonna say I am currently in this situation as well, and I try to talk to. I have 3 boys, and I try to talk to my sons. And of course, I believe exactly in what your mom said. Responsibility. You made the bed.
Yes.
You lay in it. You have to. Well, what is the saying? You have to fix
sleep
it.
in it, yeah.
Sleep in it. So you know, I believe in that, and I don't believe in abortion. Obviously, I don't believe in abortion. So, but everybody to their own. You don't knock anybody for doing that. But what I'm trying to get out there to us parents, yes, we may be a little disappointed because we always want the best for our children. We always want the best. We want to make sure that they go to college, university, get a master's, you know, get the best. But there's sometimes, we were teenagers at one point. I was a teenage mom at one point. And I'm doing pretty well in my life. And I can't knock these children for getting pregnant. Maybe some of them didn't have the support of family. Well, thank God you guys did.
Yeah.
You guys had the support. But we have a lot of children out there that don't have the support. And I would say to you parents, talk to your children. Talk to your teenage daughters and sons, because believe me, this is not only a problem for the girls. It takes 2 to make a baby. It takes 2 of you. And just as much as the father has to be responsible for that child, most of the weight goes on the mother. Anyway, what would you say to someone around your age, or you know, to them? What would you tell them at this time?
Like how to prevent the
Correct.
just to be safe and responsible, and then just use like all the precautions like condoms, birth control, and you know, if you are having sex, use like all the ways to avoid it, and just to be extra cautious and be responsible.
Do you recommend someone talking to their mom or their family member
Yeah.
or someone?
Yeah, especially like if your family's close and you guys are like, you know, like you guys should talk and everything. Like, yeah, just talk to your parents and see if they have any advice for you, because you know they're older. They have obviously they had you, so they know what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just talk to someone about it. Go like start going to, like, if you're of age, start going to a gynecologist. You know, like have a doctor there to support you also. So you know, just use every tool that we have to be safe. You know.
Okay. And the good thing, both of you guys graduated, right, Raul?
Yeah.
They both graduated, and actually, Raul, you're doing a clothing line.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's it releases next Saturday, and
Wow.
the photo shoot for it is the Friday before it, next Saturday. So I'm just working on getting that together.
Wow. How did you start it?
I've always done clothes since the beginning of high school,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never really focused on it because there's so much in high school to do. But my friend and I, he wasn't really openly creative, and then we met last year. We known each other all of high school, but we met last year and we really started working on all of our art. So we just came together and were like, why don't we do
So
what
what's
we
your
want to
clothing
do?
line? What is it?
It's like streetwear.
Mm-hmm. Does it have a logo? Does it have
Yeah,
your name on
it's
it?
called Touch Me.
Touch Me?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so it's next week?
Saturday.
Next
it's gonna be open.
Okay. So we have to bring you back then. We have to make sure that we will be looking into your clothing line and see what we can do for you and
Right.
have your support here.
Thank you.
Yes. Anyway, we will take a short break and we'll be right back. And when we return, we might be talking to Miss Francine, which is Darian's mom.
Welcome to the jungles, blood. Also known as the Jays. Home of the Dime Moves. Stone Love. We turn crabs into crab soup, blood. Don't ever get caught slipping over here.
Less than 4 hours after opening, this bank on Western Avenue closed due to robbery.
So guys, I heard that you guys are a couple bank robbers.
Do you want to die today, Jenny?
Sir.
So do exactly as I say.
Benjamin Cash, where the f is you? Speak of the devil and he shall appear.
So what was going through your mind?
Damn, man, your sister is cute as.
What? Don't shot me, my man. Please don't shot me.
Hey, homie, you crossing the line.
Shining blood.
No Black Lives Matter. If we can't get in this mother, nobody can get in this mother.
I see you blaking and shit. Put it on. What's up? What you doing out here?
We gonna have to run up in that mother, guns blazing. We gonna have to make it fear for their lives. That's the only way they're gonna let us walk up out of there with that kind of
Sixth robbery of its kind in Los Angeles this month.
You gonna say yo didn't do it? You had the gun. What? Dumb
They just bang and they drop.
And you two are gonna do it. It's on the track.
They can't find you. Guess who they gonna come after?
Who are you? What are you doing in my house?
Open casket.
Or a closed casket. Now make a motherfucking decision right now, or we're gonna make it for you.
You heard it, folks.
Bro, we don't get through this. We've been through it all. We don't get through this.
Guilty, y'all motherfucker, and don't drop them. So.
Welcome to the Granny Show. That's me, Granny. I try Calvin Barrow. You know, answer. I say, hello, it's me. Oh, you that big man now? You that big man now? Just last week when you made the pee-pee, I bet. You not choose that side yet? Or you that side, Musa? Make a tell on about my grandson, Johnny. Johnny, on the like, ask me for credit. Tell him boy, me not got no credit here. And then Johnny, when he want come wrong here, on the like thief marble. So, we got a lot of celebrities on this show. What are we again? I'll come back to that one. I'll tell all our celebrity right now. You come on this show, you they act some kind of way. I will by your ass. I don't care what you say, Granny, no spare no feelings. See you in the audience, you like that crazy. And your granny still a thief and Chinese, you know better than we. I hear this new song, I want to sing a song. You know that new song when they got out? The boy, the top boy love Coco. Yeah, the boy, the top boy love Coco. Now, another song. What the song they say? Coco, wait till how you need to cut it. $2 chicken, wait till how you need to cut it. Just wait till how you need to cut it. Just wait till how you need to cut it. Yeah, like that song there. You like that song there? Wow, Wilbert, you like that song? Wilbert and the boys. Every time I come here, this show it smell like cow foot soup. I don't even mop up this place. But your breath stink. And watch True Belizean channel. And don't you forget it. Or else I will bear your rap.
All evil. Tell me how much money you have and I'll tell you how much evil you've done. Tell me how much money you want and I'll tell you how much evil you gotta do.
2 people was found dead in Belize City this morning.
Welcome to the United States, gentlemen.
What a boy name?
Juice, man.
Juice.
Juice?
Kaya.
Oh my god!
This gang gangs on every single block around here, starting from single digits all the way to 200.
Where you from, homie?
They banged on you.
But I jumped down and jumped in the man.
Once you got one of these, you ain't gotta worry about nothing.
Youngster, him dead. So I say, right for their blood clot face. But enemies necessary.
You tell me to take the guns down. Y'all can drop my guns down.
You ready for live the gangster life then?
I don't give a no more.
What have you been doing out here? How come I haven't seen you?
Trying to get rich.
Why did I even do that?
Yo, choose. It's not bad in the mind. It's a steal. And out here, the man with the force gun win.
You cheat on me. You got somebody else.
What if I do, huh? What if I do?
Find out, I kill him. You ever get the boy juice? Yeah, don't have blood.
You got money, you got power. That's the American way.
Please don't run away. Welcome to the jungles, blood. Also known as the Jays. Home of the dime moves. Stone love. We turn crabs into crab soup, blood. Don't ever get caught slipping over here.
Less than 4 hours after opening, this bank on Western Avenue closed due to robbery.
So guys, I heard that you guys are a couple of bank robbers.
Do you want to die today, Jenny?
Sir.
So do exactly as I say.
Benjamin Cash, where the f*** is you?
Speak of the devil and he shall appear.
So what was going through your mind?
Damn, man, your sister is cute as.
What? Don't shot me, my man. Please don't shot me.
Hey, homie, you crossed the line.
Shining blood.
No Black Lives Matter. If we can't get in this mother, nobody can get in this mother.
I see you blagging and shit. Put it on. What's up? What you doing out here?
We gonna have to run up in that mother guns blazing. We gonna have to make it fair for their lives. That's the only way they're gonna let us walk up out of there with that kind of money.
Sixth robbery of its kind in Los Angeles this month.
You gonna say yo didn't do it? You had the gun. What? Dumb mother.
There's this bank I need to rob. And you two are gonna do it.
It's on the track.
They can't find you. Guess who the they gonna come after?
Who are you? What are you doing in my house?
Open casket.
Or a closed casket. Now make a motherfucking decision right now, or we're gonna make it for you.
You heard it, folks.
We've been through it all. We'll get through this.
Guilty, y'all mother, and don't drop them. So.
Welcome back. We were talking to Raul about his clothing line that he is that's in the works. Can you please give us a little bit more of what you're doing, Raul?
It's gonna be it's a clothing line that I wanted to work on for a while, and I have my friend, which is also my business partner.
How old is your business partner?
The same age.
Same age?
Same age.
19 years old.
Yeah,
Wow.
we grew up together in high school. There's just always stuff we wanted to see on clothes, and we're making it happen now.
So, although you have a baby, you're 19 years old, you haven't given up on life. It's not the end of the world. Especially when you have support of your parents or friends, it's not the end of the world. So look at how old this young man is, 19 years old, and he's working on his own business, on his own clothing line. So you're actually getting more studies as well, right? You're going to college?
I'm going to college. We've tried to sign up, but there's always been something
that comes up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you haven't given up?
No, we haven't given up. We're actually going to apply in the summer or the next semester, right? Yeah. So that we haven't given up on that at all.
Okay. So are you guys planning a marriage?
We hope.
Even mom is laughing at that one right now. Usually, so is anything in the future or not right now?
Not right now. Probably when we're financially stable on our own. We have our own money, and we're not really as dependent on our parents anymore.
Oh, very adult thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when you have to look at these teenagers that really have their heads on their shoulder. Yes, we make mistakes, and many times we wish we could take back a lot of stuff that we have done. But guess what? We can't take it back. That baby can't go back. So guess what? We gotta step in, work hard, and you guys are making a future for this child. And then what is your plans? He's doing a clothing line. What is your plans in the future?
Right now I've been working with my dad. He owns a business in Reseda. It's like a fountain pottery shop. And I've been working with him for so one day I could own it for myself.
Wow.
When he decides he doesn't want to be a part of it anymore. So he's taken that from his dad, and his dad just kind of like hangs around there. So he wants to be able for me to take his place, and he could take my grandpa's place.
Oh, okay. So that's what you're working on. You're still going back to school, though.
Yeah, I also, one of my little dreams is also to be a marine biologist. So I wanted to do that ever since I was little, but I always have my dad's store as a backup plan, So I want to go to college for biology and just learn some stuff like that. And if it's not for me, then I could always go back to the store, And if it's for me, I could also go into that field and study it and have my other cousins take over the store, and I also be semi part of it. But it's just we just have to see where the future
leads you to.
Yeah.
There was something I had mentioned to Raul. Had Raul read, and there was a study that was done, and usually these teenagers don't realize the trouble you guys can get into when you're having sexual intercourse under the age of 18. I just want to bring this out to you so that you guys can think before you do. And actually, you can really get in trouble once you're having sex under the age of 18. The researchers show that you can be criminally charged. It can also be that you can become a sex offender. So you guys think about this before you go and have sex without protection or having sex at all at that age. Thank God these kids have good parents that supported them. They didn't go to that extreme. But there's things that you may want to consider. What do you advise on young men your age to do?
Well, I don't think it really implies, because we were kind of always at the same age, and we were dating way before. But to someone...
But I'm pretty sure you have friends that are your age. I'm pretty sure they're dating.
Yeah.
They're out there doing
this stuff.
The same thing. Sexual intercourse. So what advice would you give them for them to not be in your situation? They might not have the same luck that you have.
Yeah. Just be cautious at all times, no matter what. Always use protection.
May I ask you?
Yeah.
Why didn't you use condoms?
Because we thought the pill would work.
So you were actually hoping that the pill was
going
to work.
on it, yeah.
So you didn't think the condom was necessary?
No.
Okay. So now what do you think?
Condoms are necessary.
So now you do think the condom would have been a big help, right?
Yeah.
Which is still not 100%, by the way.
Neither is the pill.
The pill, obviously. But what I want to put out there too, if you ever need help, if you cannot talk or you believe you are unable to speak to your parents, or you don't have a good friend that you can confide in, there's a hotline for pregnant teen. Please give them a call. It's 1-800-234-4269. Again, it's 1-800-238-4269. If you don't think you have someone you can confide in, call this number. Get help. It's very, very important that if you're pregnant, you need to get health care. It's very important, right? You need to check up on your doctors, because remember, your body is still growing. Your body is not at an adult level yet. So a lot of these times, did you experience the mental part of this pregnancy? Because a lot of teenagers experience mental disability, such as depression. Did you go through a depression stage?
No, I was actually more happy. I think it was mostly the hormones where it's just like build up, and I was just happy. And what happened was that I was actually like more happy being alone, like just staying at home, just with myself, which is really weird because I'm more of like a social person. But when I was pregnant, I was just pretty happy staying inside, and I had a pretty easy pregnancy also, so I think that had something to do with my mental state. So it was just kind of just hanging out at home and just being myself and everything. I don't think I was ever really depressed when I was pregnant. I don't think I was, So.
Because usually when you're a teenager, first thing goes, you're scared.
Yeah.
You don't know what to expect. Obviously, it's your first child. And it also goes for adult. I mean, when you have your first child, you don't know what to expect. But usually, this study shows that teenage moms usually go through a depression. 90% of the time, it's because they don't have someone to support them. And so a lot of these could lead to suicidal attempts. The depression could cause mental disabilities where they start abusing the baby, or they have even been through abuse relationship themselves. Thank God, in this case, we don't have that. There was no mental strain. After you had the baby, there's no postpartum depression. You know what that is?
Yeah, it wasn't postpartum. It was like more of like the baby blues, where I was just kind of like sad and just like overwhelmed. It's just. But I think that would just happen to anyone with a new baby, a newborn. Like, you're also sleep deprived, so that like adds on to it with everything. So it was just really like more of just like having those moments where I was like, wow, like I'm really a mom. Like, I'm not gonna have like a normal like teenage young teenage young adult life. And it was just kind of like, it wasn't
hanging out with your friends.
Yeah, it wasn't like being sad about it, but just kind of like mourning like the loss of that experience you could have had. But like I also had like the good feelings too, like, hey, like I'm a mom, I'm a young mom, I'm able to grow up with my child, know, and be able to like do certain things older moms can't do with their child, So it just had the moments with everything.
It had its moments.
Yeah.
How about you?
After the baby was born, I was just, it took a while for me to kick
sink in.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, like I'm a dad. And but throughout her life, we've just been super happy to have her, because like she said, we're going to be able to grow up with our kid, as to where someone can't relate to their kid because they're not from
young age.
Yeah.
One thing, I'm not saying this about you guys, but a lot of time teenage couples have a child, and then at some point they separate. And you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hoping this won't happen to you guys, because you're pretty young. You haven't really experienced what life is all about. So what advice would you have for your friends in saying, okay, you have a baby, you both are together at this time, but who knows, what if later on you guys separate? What advice would you have for them? Would you still just be friends? I mean, sometimes you can't be friends. Sometimes there's a war about who's gonna have custody, right? Do you think you guys would reach to that level?
No, I don't think so. Like, we grew up together. I've known Raul since I like just turned 15, and I think we're just like at that state of just like knowing each other so much that we're able to like have conversations. Like, we both grew up with separated parents, and with me, my separated parents got along pretty well, so like I could take some views from that. And he also sees like how my parents talk and everything, and I think we both learned from that, because my dad and my mom, they're like best friends, and
That's great.
Yeah, they've been separated since I was, little, and they're still like super close friends. And I think if we ever do separate,
it'll be like mutual.
Yeah, it'll be if it ever turns nasty, like I'm pretty sure, like I'm pretty sure we could like come to an agreement, because we just like know each other so well. Yeah. But
I mean, I gotta stop you. I want to know what this nasty means.
Like just like going to court and fighting each other, trying to like trying to take the baby away, like this is my full custody, because I see that a lot with other families. Right. And like the type of parents who are like, well, if you don't pay me child support, you're not going to see your kid. I don't think I'll never be that type of mom. Right? I'm never going to deprive my child from her father just because like we're issues. That doesn't involve her.
You sound very grown. You don't sound 19 to me. I have 30 or 40-year-old friends that don't sound as mature as you. Okay.
Yeah, my parents are really big influence on me. Like, they never like took out like brought me into their arguments, into their like real world, So I think that helped me a lot with growing up. Yeah, and everything. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll take a short break, and this time we're really, really going to bring in Miss Francine, which is Darian, ma'am.
Welcome to the Granny Show. That's me, Granny. I try Calvin Barrow. Answer. I say, hello, it's me. Oh, you that big man now? You that big man now? Just last week when you made the pee-pee, I bet. You not choose that side yet? Or you that side, Musa? Make a tell on about my grandson, Johnny. Johnny only like ask me for credit. Then I buy me not got no credit here. And then Johnny when he want come around here, only like thief marble. So we got a lot of celebrities on this show. What are me again? I'll come back to that one. I'll tell all our celebrity right now. You come on this show, you act some kind of way. I will by your ass. I don't care what you say, Granny, no spare no feelings. See you in the audience, you like that crazy. Are your granny still a thief and China? You know better than we. I hear this new song, I want to sing a song. You know that new song when they got out? The boy, the top boy love Coco. Yes, the boy, the top boy love Coco. Another song. What is song they? What is song they say? Coco, wait too high, you need to cut it. Udala chicken, wait too high, you need to cut it. Just way too high, you need to cut it. Panades, way too high, you need to cut it. Yeah, like that song there. You like that song there? Why, Wilbert, you like that song? Wilbert and the boys. Every time I come here, this show it smell like cow foot soup. I don't even mop up this place. But your breath stink. And watch True Religion channel. And don't you forget it, or else I will bear your wrath.
Money is the root of all evil. Tell me how much money you have and I'll tell you how much evil you've done.
Tell me how much money you want, and I'll tell you how much evil you gotta do.
2 people was found dead in Belize City this morning.
Welcome to the United States, gentlemen.
What a boy name?
Juice, man.
Juice.
Juice?
Kyle.
Oh my god!
There's gangs on every single block around here, starting from single digits all the way to 200.
Where you from, homie?
They banged on you.
But I jumped down and jumped the man.
Once you got one of these, you ain't gotta worry about nothing.
Youngster, him dead. So now I say, right for your blood clot face. My enemies necessary. You tell me to put that gun down. Yo, drop my gun down.
You ready to live the gangster life then?
I don't give up no more.
What have you been doing out here? How come I haven't seen you?
Yo, Juice, it's not bad in the mind. It's a steal. And out here, the man with the most gun win.
You cheat on me. You got somebody else.
What if I do, huh? What if I do?
Find out and I kill him.
Yo, get the boy Juice.
Don't have blood.
You got money, you got power. That's the American way.
Please, I'm running late.
We went to this tax company last year thinking we'd get a big refund.
I mean, we've got kids, daycare expenses. I mean, we should have got a lot back.
But that tax company didn't itemize our mortgage and they missed the child credit.
They messed us up.
If you're audited by the Internal Revenue Service, get smart. If you have back taxes to file, get smart. When you get your W-2 forms, like I said, get smart.
Welcome to the jungles, blood. Also known as the Jays. Home of the dime moves. Stone love. We turn crabs into crab soup, blood. Don't ever get caught slipping over here.
Less than 4 hours after opening, this bank on Western Avenue closed due to robbery.
So guys, I heard that you guys are a couple of bank robbers.
Do you want to die today, Jenny?
Sir.
So do exactly as I say.
Benjamin Cash, where the f*** is you?
Speak of the devil and he shall appear.
So what was going through your mind?
Damn, man, your sister is cute as.
What? Don't shot me, my man. Please don't shot me.
Hey, homie, you crossing the line.
Signing blood.
No Black Lives Matter. If we can't get in this mother, nobody can't get in this mother.
I see you blagging and shit. Put it on.
Yeah,
What's up? What
nigga,
you
I
doing
can't
out here?
help
We gonna have to run up in that mother. Guns blazing. We gonna have to make them fear for their lives. That's the only way they're gonna let us walk up out of there with that kind of money.
The sixth robbery of its kind in Los Angeles this month.
You gonna say yo didn't do it? You had the gun. What? Dumb mother.
There's this bank I need to rob. And you two are gonna do it.
It's on the track.
They can't find you. Guess who the they gonna come after?
Who are you? What are you doing in my house?
Open casket.
We're a closed casket. Now make a motherfucking decision right now, or we're gonna make it for you.
You heard it, folks.
and don't drop the so.
Welcome back, and as promised, we have present on the show is Francine Zongwell, who is the mother of Darren, and welcome. And please tell me a little bit about yourself.
I am a Belizean. I moved to the States when I was 18, right after I graduated technical high school. And I've been here since I was 18.
18 years old.
Yeah. And I had Darren when I was 32. No, 31. Don't give me another year. She's my only child. And yeah, so.
You have an amazing daughter, by the way.
Thank
She's
you.
very intelligent. She seems like she knows what she wants to do in life,
Yes.
which is very, very few kids at this age know what they want to do in life. And I mean, listening to her and the maturity, it shocks me that she even got pregnant at the age that she did. She seemed very responsible. So tell me, what went through your mind when you heard she was pregnant?
Oh, that was really tough. Darren is very mature for her age, but then she's also very sheltered in life. And because she's the only child, I was very open with her about life. You know, I never really lied to Darren about what life was about. And
so you talk about sex?
From a very young age.
Oh, okay,
I always
great.
said to her that she would get to a stage when she would want to have sex, and I would want her to come and talk to me.
Yes, that's what all mother dreams are.
So that I could protect her, not only from having a baby, but also to make sure that she was emotionally responsible to have sex. You know, because sex just does not involve protecting them physically or mentally. It's also that emotional responsibility
That's
that
right.
one has to have. So when she was ready to have sex, it literally took me, I told them to wait 6 months, because when they were ready, they came.
Oh, so they did come to you and talk to you about, I'm
did.
ready to have sex.
Yes, and then
Wow.
I said no. I said no, just wait 6 months. It's not going to hurt for another 6 months. And at that time, she was in counseling. She was a teenager, and she was in counseling. And then she said to me one day, she said, "Mom, you need to come to my counselor. We need to have a family talk." And I went in, and her therapist said, "You're not living up to your end of the bargain, because I asked for 6 months. She gave me 6 months, but I was still
debating and what you wanted to do."
And then I realized I had to honor her. And her dad actually took her to the doctor, because I couldn't. I was devastated. I cried all day. And so anyway, so when she went and I found out she was pregnant, I was very upset and very angry. And I realized that I had to mourn the dreams that I had for my child.
Which we all do. All parents do. As I'm telling you, I'm going through that right now. But it's not the end of the world.
No.
I mean, these kids are intelligent. They have a future plan. They're working on their dreams. And it's the same thing I tell my son. Please, it's not the end of the world. So, continue with the...
So the beautiful thing about it, when she told me, we're very close. So when she told me she was pregnant, I was the one that lost it. But before I lost it, there was one thing that I did. I'm a believer in God, and I just said, "God help me, all for my highest good," because I'm about to freak out right now. And I absolutely went into fear.
Wow.
Right into fear. And the beautiful thing, though, Darren's dad stepped in. And he really supported her, supported me. And it took me about 2 weeks, I think, to really...
for it to sink in.
Maybe longer, as Darren looks at me. Maybe it was longer, but 2 weeks for me to come to that round circle of I needed to support her. Even though I knew I would, I was just sad, angry. And when Darren decided and said that I want to have this baby, I said, "Well, Francine, I've got to make this work." And I did not want to destroy the relationship I had with my daughter because of my expectations of her. And so her dad and I agreed that just to make life easy for them, because they're good kids. They're great kids, that we would take the burden off of them so that they could graduate high school.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
that is so important.
That's
so
right.
we just told them, we are going to financially support everything that you guys do. You will go and graduate high school, and then from there we'll just move on in life.
Okay. Let me ask you something. When you found out about her pregnant, did you feel anything towards the young man?
Of course. I was very angry with him. I was very angry with both of them.
Correct. It's both of them, not one.
Yeah. I was very angry. I It was not the prettiest me, that's for sure. And I have asked for forgiveness. Yes.
Okay. Yes, well, we're parents. Yeah. We understand where you're coming from, and so now you found out, you got a grip of yourself. So now, like, what advice would you give other mothers, like ourselves, that has teenage children? What would you tell us?
My experience taught me that it doesn't matter how often we speak to our children and we try to protect them from what we consider their mistake or anything that's a detriment to their future, is that when a baby is destined to come into this world, a baby will. And the baby is not a mistake. The mistake, I think, is us parents believing that we have any control over the lives of our children.
That's right.
And to recognize, too, that our children need our love and our support. They need our understanding. They need our guidance, because even though they were pregnant, they were still kids and they were scared. And it's to really step out of yourself and out of your fear and your judgments, and just be accepting, have compassion and empathy, and just be very supportive.
And I have to say, we were that age at one point.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we did a lot of things our parents didn't know about.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I came, when she told me she was pregnant, I was pregnant at 17. And I knew what that felt like. And I had an abortion at 17 because I didn't know any better. But I also knew the emotional and psychological damage it did to me after I had that abortion.
Correct.
And so I had to be very mindful of my anger and understanding that I also had to take care of my daughter's emotional well-being.
That's right.
And but because I was in such a place of hurt and anger, it took me a while to really come full circle. But her dad was he actually was the one that kept talking to me and just saying, Francine, we need to be very careful of Darren and where she is, and be supportive.
And that's where I was talking about the mental part of this. The breakdown. Abortion is not that easy. The mentality of what this child could have been, at this time. I realize you also is a volunteer for a spiritual psychology.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit about that.
I'm a graduate of the University of Santa Monica, where I took 2 years of spiritual psychology. And spiritual psychology is just combining psychology and spirituality, and really just learning how to love yourself and knowing yourself as a divine being. It's like you're a soul having a human experience, as opposed to I'm just human. You're not just human. You're a soul. Your soul having human experience. So when you do have these human experiences, where I was in that place of fear, where my children were in a place of fear, because they were also scared.
Of course.
And it's like recognizing fear and then just saying, you know what, I am above this. And just going into yourself, and it's like touching God that's within you, and then coming from that place.
So you're still a volunteer, active volunteer.
Yes.
So you give classes, or what do you do?
No, I do. I work on the soundboard, but I'm also working on doing a workshop that really just teaches us and gives us the tools of learning how to love ourselves, be more forgiving and less judgmental, and just really coming from that place where you know yourself as a soul having a human experience.
I know when I called you and I talked to you about this show, you were so excited
Yes.
to come on the show, and I truly appreciate that because this was something that I wanted to get out. And you also wanted to do something for Belize, for the children in Belize. What is that?
Huh? Oh, I didn't expect this question. You know, when I came to the States, I was young and I had a lot of hurts and sadness from my childhood in Belize, you know, and I really went on an inner journey and an inner search for that happiness and peace within myself. And I've learned a lot over the years about just learning, as simple as it sounds, learning to love me was a journey. No, it is not. And it's such a journey that I took. And I really want to give that gift back. It's like I want to teach people and teach everybody in my life how really just to be in that place of peace and happiness and love and authenticity. And it doesn't take anything from outside of you to be happy. It just comes from within. But to be happy within means that we just have to have healing from within.
So what is it you want to do in Belize for these kids? What is it you want to take to Belize?
It's not
give back to the kids in Belize.
It's not only the children. I think by going back and teaching every Belizean, every person that we meet, just how to love ourselves. When we learn to love ourselves, we turn and we affect the people around us.
That's right.
And then we teach that person how to love themselves, and then it just changes generations. You know, there's a lot of healing that goes on, and so it's just really living from that place of authenticity and allowing God, however you worship God, in whatever form, just to move through your life and just to be peaceful. That's what it is.
So is anything like that going to happen anytime soon? Or are you still working?
It's
working
it's in the works. It's in the works. The reason I volunteer at the University of Santa Monica is so that I keep learning to teach what I need to teach. So I am constantly a student, and you know, being in an audience like this is just amazing. I love. When you called me, I was more excited about your work because I love the realness of it. You know, you're really teaching what people are experiencing on a very real level.
That's right.
And it's not oh, it's happening to somebody else out there. It's happening to me. It happens to you.
That's right.
And it's like, how do we deal with this? How do we approach this in a very positive way?
Thank you.
Yeah, we can't beat down our children. We
That's
can't
right.
keep doing this. We have to uplift. You know.
Okay, we will take a short break and we will be right back in a few minutes. When we come back, we can be talking about how we're going to give you some advice on preventing teen pregnancy.
Welcome to the Granny Show. That's me, Granny. I try calling Barrow. You know, answer. I say, hello, it's me. Oh, you're a big man now? You're a big man now? You don't choose a side yet? Oh, you're that side. Make a tell you about my grandson, Johnny. Johnny on the light, ask me if you credit. And then Junior when he want come around here on the light thief marble. So we got a lot of celebrities on this show. I'll tell all our celebrities right now. The cop on this show, that they act some kind of way. Our war by your ass. I don't care what you say, Granny, no skin, no feelings. See you in the audience, you like that crazy. And your granny still a thief and Chinese. You know better than we. I hear this new song, I want to sing a song. You know that new song when they got out? The boy, the top boy love Coco. Yes, the boy the time boy love coco. Not a song. What a song they say? Coco, wait to how you need to cut it. That chicken wait to how you need to cut it. Just wait to how you need to cut it. Just wait to how you need to cut it. Yeah, like that song there. You like that song there? Wow, Wilbert, you like that song? Wilbert and the boys. Every time I come here, they show it smell like golf foot soup. Wow, don't even mop up this place. By your breath stink. Watch True Religion channel. And don't forget to press a hole by your breath.
Tell me how much money you have and I'll tell you how much evil you've done. Tell me how much money you want and I'll tell you how much evil you gotta do.
2 people was found dead in Belize City.
Welcome to the United States, gentlemen.
What a boy name? Juice.
Juice?
Kyle.
Oh my god!
There's gangs on every single block around here, starting from single digits all the way to 200.
Where you from, homie?
They banged on you.
Talking to my
It's not by that. It's a stick. And out here, the man with the post gun win.
You cheat on me. You got somebody else.
What if I do, huh? What if I do?
Find out. I kill out.
Go to the boy. I already survived. You got money, you got power. That's what
Last year, thinking we'd get a big.
We've got kids, daycare expenses. I mean, we should have got a lot back.
But that tax company didn't iteminize our mortgage and then the child credit.
They messed us up.
If you're audited by the Internal Revenue Service, get smart. If you have back taxes to file, get smart. When you get the get smart.
What he said, Parrot? He said, thank God he only paid the bill. Like I know what it is. Oh yeah. We don't play. So Parrot hungry, he only get it while they're watching. I know only watch. No. It's under my mattress where my hand could reach.
Also known as James. Down move. We turn crab into crab soup. Yeah, but I'm slipping over here.
Less than 4 hours
Because
after
you
Like attract like.
No, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Look, I actually, if I did with somebody since I was like that much, I would have to go. Like if I did with speaking the devil, you should hear. So because they're young and I don't want to go after hours, you can go after hours. I don't care.
So what was going through your mind?
Hours neither.
Damn,
You got a problem now?
Justify the fucking
What?
Shot
me, my man. Please.
Thank you very much. You notice that was just a deep line, right?
Deep flag.
No.
I love it, right? Agreeing that he's crazy.
We're talking about specific insanity, which I don't know. Because you could go to as you want.
So we have different types of insanity.
I encourage it.
But see, you're addressing jealousy.
I like what's in the
We don't have to run up in
because that's just
guns blade.
I I went trouble like said. There you go. They think alike. They think alike.
I watched the man get his comment right. I said the man asked me who he is. I know I brother, and I'm messed up. I know I'm messed up. He asked me who I is. I'm a brother.
The man that flirt with me in front of him, right? I just did
They can't find you. Guess who? They gonna come out.
Open practice. Close casket.
Hey, I
Make a decision right now, or we're gonna make it for you.
That's boring to most people.
We've been through it all. We'll get through this.
No, he not me.
Guilty.
You better.
He can't say one thing.
Okay, we'll come
That
back.
one thing then.
Oh yeah, thank you.
As soon as this welcome back. As you know, this was the show concerning teenage pregnancy, and as you heard, both sides of the stories. Well, three sides of the stories: Darian's side, Raul's side, and also the mom's side, Francine. And you know, I want to just say, and I want to. It's not always 100%, but try to take precautions on these pregnancies. You know, talk to your parents. Talk to a friend if you cannot talk to your parents. Go to a doctor. Call a facility. I think I gave you guys the 800 number. You could go ahead and give them a call. Darian, would you like to say a final word to these teenage girls out there?
Yeah. I'm just trying to like figure out how to put it in words. It's just try to take like any tool you get, and I just want to say like the whole abstinence thing, it's not realistic, and it's proven to be like zero. Like there's no like real, like it's just not, it doesn't work. Like it's proven that abstinence doesn't work, and like whenever like these high schoolers, they go to school and they're in health class, abstinence, that's all they teach here, and that doesn't work. And I think that's why most, like this is a really high percentage of teenage pregnancy, because our schools aren't teaching us like how they used to. Back when like my family used to go to high school, they would give out free condoms, they would give information about birth control, they would give you so much information to benefit yourself. But now it's just, people think that it's just not okay to teach that, but then there's more people getting pregnant. And that's all they teach is just don't have sex, and you can't expect teenagers to not have sex. It's just not a realistic thing.
That's right.
So if you are having sex, just take birth control, go to a gynecologist, use condoms at all times, and if you do end up pregnant, talk to your family, go to all the resources. Obviously, if you can't manage a baby, if it's not right for you, then you have your choices here. But just talk to your family, you know.
Talk to a counselor.
Yeah, talk to a counselor, and find anyone who could be supportive to you. And if your family isn't supportive, you could, like what she said, there's a hotline for it. There's people all over the world who will support you for keeping a baby. Like, you could always find people, you know?
And a lot of people are not as lucky as you are.
Yeah.
With the support that you've received. And, you know, obviously you're very intelligent, and it happens. I mean, we can't say it will never happen to us or it never will happen to our children. The 800 number again is 1-800-238-4269. Please, if you can't talk to anyone, or you believe you can't talk to anyone, call that number. And that's for teen pregnancy. They will assist you. They will give you resources. They will tell you where to go. Please call. You're not alone. Believe me. Is there something you want to also close with?
I guess my closing is for parents is when you do find yourself faced with this situation, just take a step back, and if you go into rage or anger, it's normal, and you
right.
seek help also, because I sought help for myself, and do whatever you need to do so that you could keep your family intact and be supportive, and not your children are not the only one who needs support. You also need support for yourself.
That's right. And if you're pregnant, please check with your doctor regularly. Eat healthy. No drugs, no alcohol. All of that is out the door. Stay physically active. Believe me, when you're having birth, you will need that. You need to stay physically active, and go to birth control classes, prenatal classes, so that you could learn about how to raise your child or be in a healthy environment with your newborn. It's not the end of the world, kids, but try to talk to your parents, and parents, try to listen. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I keep stressing on that. So until next time, we'll talk again soon.
Welcome to the Granny Show. That me, Granny. I try call Dean Barrow. You know, answer. I say, hello, it's me. Oh, you that big man now? You that big man now? Just last week when you made the pee-pee, I bet. You not choose that side yet? Or you that side, Musa? Make a tell on about my grandson, Johnny. Johnny on the light ask me for credit. Tell him boy me not got no credit here. And then Johnny when he want come wrong here on the light thief marble. So we got a lot of celebrities on this show. What is me again? I'll come back to that one. I tell all our celebrity right now. You come on this show, you they act some kind of way. I will whoop by your ass. I don't care what you say, grand. You no feelings. See you in the audience, you like that crazy.